Hello, this is Dave at cartitles.com and titlerecovery.com. I have an important urgent notice for people that are looking for a car title about mechanics liens and a potential mechanics lien scam that's going on. Recently, we've come across another example, and this isn't the first one, of a big-time scam, of conspiracy of companies and people that were getting titles for vehicles using the mechanics lien process illegally. This one actually occurred in Indianapolis. There was a company called Mechanics Liens Plus, and you can Google search that name in Indianapolis, where they were charging people $1,000 to get a title for their car. And what they were doing is they were using the mechanics lien process to get a title. Well, guess what? That mechanics lien process is not designed to get titles for people that lost their title or bought a car without a title. It's designed to get a legitimate licensed garage a title for a car that somebody left there and didn't pay their bill. So when you fill out the paperwork, you're signing under oath that this car was at your garage, there was a bill for repairs, there was some storage, it wasn't paid, and now you have that car. And it's designed to get a title, most likely for the car to be auctioned off to the highest bidder to give to that buyer of the car. It's not designed just to sign over that car to the garage. Well, guess what? This repair facility was out there saying that they would get people titles using that process, charging them $1,000, and they filled out paperwork making it look like that legitimate mechanics liens were filed when they weren't. Sometimes once they got a title, they would even keep the person's car because that car is now signed over to that garage, and people even lost their cars. The federal government, in fact, the Secret Service, investigated and busted this scam. Hundreds of cars were seized by the government. In fact, the number that's floating around right now is almost 300 cars have been seized by the federal government under this scam. And in some cases, the owners of the cars may even be prosecuted on top of losing their cars because they signed paperwork saying that this mechanics lien process was being used and that the facts were legitimate. And the facts being that they had a car, it was in the garage, it didn't get paid for, and that's why they needed a title. So there's hundreds of cars, Hummers, BMWs, Audis, all kind of cars being forfeited to the federal government because this process was used and not a legitimate title recovery process. So if you're needing a title for your vehicle or you're looking at this process, be very aware that every piece of paper you sign has to be legitimate. The facts have to be legitimate. It may not come up for years later. In this case, some people had this process done 2 years prior, and now all of a sudden this car is being snatched up from their driveway and they don't own it anymore because they used a process that was not secure, was not a clean title, and it was illegal. This company, there's people going to jail over it. There's federal felony prosecutions, and again, when the Secret Service is involved with anything, you know it's not good. This just wasn't a local police department busting up this ring. It was the Secret Service of the U.S. government prosecuting this illegal mechanics lien scam on vehicle titles. Look it up on Google. Mechanics Lien Plus was the company. They're out of Indianapolis. It was right around the end of February of 2013 if you're looking for the date, and you could read more details about it. If you have questions about your particular vehicle title recovery needs, you can go to our website, cartitles.com, and we can take a look at your case and see what's a good legal way to get you a title that will be a clean title, that you won't have people coming later looking for their car that maybe has not been processed properly.